What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk to you guys about a group called the Ruff House Survivors. Uh, there you go, right there, the Ruff House Survivors. They came out in 1992 slash 93, but first in 92 on MCA Records. They're from Mount Vernon, so they're kind of down with Heavy D. I mean, I don't mean they were down with Heavy D just because they're from Mount Vernon, but both are true. And it was a four-guy group originally named MC Burt, JB, Kev Smooth, and DJ Swin. So three rappers, one DJ. They came out, they had a big first single called Check the Backpack, which, you know, they kind of came off as sort of, I mean, it sort of jumped off the whole expression of being like a backpacker, meaning you're sort of this lyrical guy, because they really rapped about that whole concept about having backpacks where they kept all their written lyrics on note paper, and, you know, that was in the music video and everything. And this was one of those rare singles where the A and the B-side both got their own music video. The B-side was Ruff House, which is more just kind of freestyling over a slightly harder track, but still very smooth, great production, not only on the single, but on their whole album, Straight from the Soul, by Tony DeFat, who went on to be like one of the Hitmen guys, you know, as in Puff Daddy, Bad Boy, and all that. They came out with a second single of Ruff House, which was the B-side to the first single, but this time they had an exclusive Pete Rock remix, so that totally justifies that. And then they kind of disappeared, which was a shame, because again, the album was great. They were definitely very, you know, they sounded very Brand Nubian influenced, and in fact, they had Sadat X and Grand Puba on the album. Grand Puba also produced for them, so clearly there's a direct influence, and also clearly influenced by like Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and again, CL Smooth was on the album, so they were very influenced by their, you know, co-creators and stuff, but they really, some tracks in particular really kind of sounded like Grand Puba kind of stuff and all. But that's great, because they were killing it back then in 92, 93, and these guys had a kind of a harder edge, a little bit more raw, you know, kind of basics feel to it, which worked to their credit, you know, in some ways. You know, and Grand Puba maybe sounded a little too out there, a little too silly, a little bit too like novelty or records with Mary J. Blige. You know, this was like the more down-to-earth version, so in a way it was almost better. But, you know, major label hip-hop, if you don't blow up massively, you're kind of forgotten about, so they never really had another album, ostensibly. Years later, like 5 years later, I'm talking like 1997, they started coming out again. They had a couple 12-inch singles, which were basically like promo only. I think one came out legitimately, like, you know, retail-wise. So they had a couple songs, still with some production by Tony DeFat, but they had really changed their style. Still on MCA Records, which is interesting. They're on MCA Records in 1992, and then like disappeared for 5 years and came back still with MCA. So I don't know what the holdup there was, but then they came back with those singles, and there's supposed to be a follow-up album called Survival of the Illest. In fact, it was even reviewed in the source, and I'll give you a proper scan of this later on so you can see it better, but here you go. As you can see, two things. First of all, two members. Second of all, two mics. That's pretty bad on a scale of 1 to 5, especially since the source almost never gave low reviews. Getting like less than a 3, you had to be terrible. You know, they reserved it for like Young MC, infamously Young Z, and AC Alone. Those were kind of their famous missteps, but very rarely did you see a really lowly rated album. So that's probably, you know, a large part of why their second album never actually came out. But like I said, they had the singles, they had a music video, and it's really two guys, and they're the same two guys from the first group, and I guess DJ Swin maybe was still kind of down. You know, in the late 90s, having a DJ in your crew was always kind of downplayed or neglected anyway, so that's not really so much of a surprise. So they basically, I guess, just kind of lost one guy. He dropped out. But now their names have changed, and their styles have changed, even their voices have changed. They are still guys, the same guys. I mean, I've looked into it, it's the same two guys, but you wouldn't know it. So now the new two guys are, again, these are the same guys with new names, the Drunken Bum and Joker. Joker, yes, is definitely playing up the whole Batman Joker thing. He raps about being from Gotham and stuff, but he doesn't take it too far. I mean, it's true, but I don't, you know, like, he doesn't do a maniacal laugh and rap about cartoon stuff. And the Drunken Bum is Method Man. 100%, completely, shamelessly. I have never heard, and this is saying something considering what I've heard in all my years in hip-hop, someone so completely, who's not like a novelty act, not like Bobby Jimmy doing, you know, a parody of somebody else, just doing a pure, flat-out impression. Because A, his voice is just like Method Man. B, his style and flow is just like Method Man. Even the way he pronounces words and the way he kind of up-pitches his pitch, like just for individual words and stuff, he's clearly, this is not a coincidence. This is not like, oh, hey, you know, I just kind of changed up my flow a little bit. It's the 90s, I got a new style, and hey, it just kind of sounds like somebody else who has a similar flow. No, this is somebody doing a deliberate, hands-on, 100% Method Man impression. I've seen it everywhere. The Source Review mentions it. You read comments online, about their singles, and people talk about it. And those singles, he actually sounds a little bit less like Method Man than he does on the full album. Like, so if you think you heard those songs and say, hey, he sounds like Method Man, you have no idea. It's even worse. He really is totally doing Method Man. I have no idea why he's doing that. That's probably a large chunk of why they got such a kind of negative review in the Source. But it's a shame because the singles are dope. Everybody always talks about how actually they're really good. And it seems like another one of those kind of real miscarriages of justice in, reviewing that the Source gave it such a low review. The album didn't come out. Actually really dope. Well, here you go. Here's the whole album. Again, there's no title on this, but we know from the Source Review and everything else it was meant to be called Survival of the Illest. This is the full album. It's got the 3 songs that were previously released on vinyl, plus a full album's worth of new stuff. This is, full high-quality tape. You can see right there, 8/25 release date written on there, so that's when it's meant to come out. MCA Records, Ruff House Survivors. There's nothing on the inside, no additional details or anything. The cassette itself is pretty blank, but it does have Ruff House Survivors printed on there. And yes, by the way, Survivors with an ER. That's not MCA's mistake on this promo or anything. They've always spent their name that way. I don't know why. It's a little bit goofy, a little bit silly, but there it is. And so anyway, though, more importantly, here it is. This is the Ruff House Survivors' lost, never released second album. We know just from the 12 inches that there's production on here by like Buck Wild, Rock Wilder. I'm pretty sure Tornado Fat still did some production. We know Heavy D did some production. So we don't know exactly who produced what songs, but we know basically the team behind it. Jeff Red sings on here a lot. I think he's on a couple songs. There's also a female vocal singing on some songs. It's a pretty solid album all the way through. If you can get past the fact that the Drunken Bum sounds like Method Man, which is tough to get past, the rapping is good. They're good lyrics, they're good flows, they're good styles. They sound a little bit harder, again, like their previous album, like a little bit harder than their influence. Not that they sound harder than Method Man, but they sound harder than those maybe sort of the R&B kind of tracks you would expect on this album, so that's definitely a good thing. And honestly, sounding like Method Man in 1998 is not a bad thing. It's just distracting that it's a blatant impression, but sounding like Method Man in 1998 is actually a good thing. I mean, who wouldn't like more unreleased 1998 Method Man albums? So that's sort of what you're getting here. And even Joker definitely has a little bit of a Wu-Tang influence in here too. He doesn't sound like anybody. He doesn't sound like ODB or GZA or anything. Like there's a parallel. But you definitely feel a little bit of maybe their style has influenced him as well. But he's, sounds like a natural influence. Like, oh, times have changed. I'm changing my style up somewhat. Drunken Bum sounds like I'm becoming Method Man. So, of course, I'm going to play some clips. Again, this is the unreleased album, Ruff House Survivors, so I know you want to hear it. So, absolutely, there will be clips. I'm going to skip the singles because those are out there. They're on vinyl and they're online, and there's a music video, and that's on YouTube and all that. One of the 12 inches had an exclusive remix by Nobody, which is kind of dope. But again, that's out there too. So, I'm just going to play some of the album tracks on here. Ruff House Survivors, the second album, Shelf, and MCA. Interestingly, though, again, this was brought down to 2 members, but if you look them up online these days, they've reunited, there's 4 of them, and they've changed their names again, and so it's even confusing and hard to keep track of who was who. Like, I'm pretty sure MC Burt is the Drunken Bum, and maybe he's now Cardellano, because that's one of the new members' names, and maybe Joker is Bless Money, because again, they've changed their names again. Kev Boogie, now he was just Kev, now he's Kev Boogie, or he was Kev Smooth, now he's Kev Boogie, but he's back. DJ Swin is back. There's 4 of them. They do shows, apparently. Yeah, I see on their Facebook, and they do their old songs. So they're back and they're active, and this is like at least 2016, at least that recently, if not even newer. And in fact, they did a really touching and good, because a lot of times, when old school rappers come back on Facebook and online, you're kind of like, oh, I'll take this with a grain of salt and maybe even stay far away. But they did actually a really good tribute to Heavy D, which gets like no views on YouTube or anything. It's very small, very unknown, but it's really dope. It sounds like classic Ruff House, and no, it doesn't sound like Method Man, but it sounds like their kind of style. They do have a girl singing on it. They do only have 2 members in that video too, so I never really quite know what's going on with members coming in and going out. But at its core, Ruff House Survivors is a 4-man group. Sometimes it's not. On this album, it's not. So I guess I'll stop keeping you in suspense. Let's just go right to the clips now. I'm going to try on this cassette player right here. It's been giving me a little trouble lately, but it was working yesterday, so we'll play it on this. If not, I got another one. So anyway, here we go. Select tracks from Survival the Illest by the Ruff House Survivors with an E from roughly 98 is when it would have come out on MCA Records.
Who is it? Open up, police. Yeah, hold on.
Yo, action, my getaway gunslinger be blashed. And I shot through your best fresh gear. I study fashion. Jump like you wanna get done. Come on, plunge into my destiny, son. Me shotgun. All up in the fourth quarter with 7 seconds. Got caught with the crime record. Your fingerprint trick. I told you that he might snitch. And if he jump up in the game, then he might pitch. I not you. My slugs hit you straight through your flesh tissue. I get down. F these laws. Uppercut or knock out your glass jaw. You crab cats. I drop bundles to snipe snitches. I turn all your Kodak shots to blank pitches. Wrestling all competitors, no competition. Question, time to take charge of my profession. Yo, who that be? TDB, stop guessing. Could it be the drunken bum with mad weapons? The cockback brother ain't scared to leave you famous. The nickel-plated stainless steel to leave you brainless. Talking about you #1 son, you couldn't claim us. I came to wipe all that right out your anus. What? Come on, it's time to get it on like that. The clack clack. In your projects, a one-man team to get cream. Fiends turn to snitches, gave me tricks to get these riches. Snakes that wanna get you back, they point pitches. It's time to get it on like that. The clack clack. In your projects, a one-man team to get cream. Fiends turn to snitches, gave me tricks to get these riches. Snakes that wanna get you back, they point pitches.
Suspect on this beat on Main Street.
See, we smoke with heroin and briefs. Plug release for his damage and peace. One eye on the beat. Lethal cut, track rock, slap in the laptop, duck what them, take them shots, red block done, murder son, 40s won, casino funds, top Cabino, get him done, see the fat cat to run, slug hit him dum-dum, into a empty, Duke and the Fendi, tried to exhale like Whitney, until the blade cut his ass, now he laid and prayed on some same shit, until the mall hit, now my team split, shit in half, flip the deck to choke a laugh, see the craft like shaft, flood him in the bath, know the corrode, give me the word, then we drown his ass, so what's the math, 40,000 minus 2, motherfuckers, that's cash. So we stash half the brick, flip the other shit, and lay low. Get away with another hit, get cars and cribs, then quit on some real shit. Out of town counterfeit. What?
Time to stack the cream so high, all we see is green, street dreams.
Flooded rocks on rings, got my team flipping from New York to the Philippines. By all means, it's time to stack the cream.
Time to stack the cream so high, all we see is green, street dreams.
Flooded rocks on rings, got my team flipping from New York to the Philippines. By all means, it's time to stack the cream.
I'm all about stacking these ones, no pump shotgun, no fucking with no chump change. See, I bite like the big dog, the great dame, supply pressure. City slum, ghetto life, my weapon, hey, finding my old dirty cabin. My drinking is my habit, hey, alcoholic is what they call me. Straight up 100 proof cocker, baby, when you saw me. So don't try to act like the TDB, drunken bum. Hey, yo, that's fine. Yo, Dynamite, JJ Walker, run, slug back in your neck, see you torture. Cause I say you ought to cool off with that water. Split that, make you jump around like reggae sun splash. Blood slack,
niggas.
Boy.
Joe Cook, got shit, check it out. Come on, Hops. It's time to reach the top. Now I got a drop top for your cats and chops. Trying to front killer, willer, stiller. How you feeling coming through? I want to. Got my slit on the cut. This is what your cats been put for many days on the hut. Quarterback that. Give me that. Bring the crack jack.
Hold up, man. You your off beat. What's the difference?
No doubt.
What's the difference?
I'm drunk.
Man,
I stay drunk. All day. All day. Hey, yo. The drunken bum stands for the results of intoxication. Bum stands for a worthless person. But in my society, I'm a black ultimate man. Yo, who can that be? Yo, who can that be? Ladies and gents, hey, it's the TDB, the drunken bum, the drunken bum. Who can that be? It's the TDB, the drunken bum. Yo, hey. bang. The one shot, I'm still standing. 48 with them hours just like Reggie Hammond. You see, I spark like them lights on a Roman candle. I keep it open like toes in the Jesus sandal. I put the speed on, cause traction it keeps the handle. Switch these lanes, don't thinking that a damn thing changed. You caught the blame. Talking about you firing guns, it's just a flare. See my areas, let's beware. Your signs is fatal, so inhale your last air. You play this game, physically I'm insane. To stay healthy, I diet on the wheat grain. A permanent mark, I'm here like a shit stain. Back in the days like B Street and Crush Groove. It's hard to catch me cause a brother like me make moves. After Scarface, she passed down his walking shoes. Control substance, see my crew, we got nothing to lose. And now you know who the drunken bum is from the city slums.
Joe God, Gotham City. What? Wait, they get a load of me. See these chicks floors, ride the white horse, see the bounce lost. Push the boards with the two-tone pipes. See at night, moon roof clear, the street light. Hustling under bus bright, shake the dice, roll the six sight. Sipping course light and making bacon. Lord, stop faking, cause I've been getting one since Reagan. Meditate.
Regardless of what, you know what I'm saying? You checking out deals, niggas is giving you deals. Yo, as long as you on the outside looking, and you in the stands looking, you ain't winning.
Time to spread love for my peoples, got love for my peoples, no doubt. We keep it equal. 30 of us to this day, we still stay strong. Watch as our life goes on. Word is born. It's time to spread love for my peoples, got love for my peoples, no doubt. We keep it equal. 30 of us to this day, we still stay strong. Watch as our life goes on. Word is born.
We're from sitting on crates to pushing weight out of state. See these blocks in Huguenot where we lamp in the cut. See your cast is butt. Trying to front like you got what? See your status is hiss. I went from nappy to twist to the braids to the rollie on the wrist to the ice lavish with the ruby on the lamb. See your cats is fam. Sip the vodka and cram. Eat the lobsters and clams. See I go back to AJ's with black BKs where we battle for face. Cut it got waves. Put the do-rag with the Zell shakes. See your John Blaze with the Pumas and Sway. See we collect leaf patch with the lotto attached to the color that match the stripes burgundy. Your cats be irking me. See we went from bum rush to RHP, HUG, UE. Your cats is nuts. What?
It's time to spread love for my peoples, got love for my peoples, no doubt. We keep it equal. 30 of us to this day, we still stay strong. Watch as our life goes on. Word is born.
Ruff House. You like a rough house? Ruff House, no doubt. Shit. What? Ruff House, no doubt. See, we flip the hot shit, 6-0 profit. Diamond on the lavish, your cats ain't half of this. Only one can touch us is Jesus. Rest of y'all could get these nuts. I'm about what? Ice on the white gold with the rock crush. Home suburban truck. Fog lights on the crash bar plus. See, we lust, we are the world and the children is us. Secret society, Illuminati. Got kamikazes, dangerous like Rodney. In this field, where we on with the blue shield. Guard your grill, cause we aiming to kill. My wolves is like Navy SEALs. See this combat, get this Benjamin Bill. We need to keep it right, F, keeping it real. See the GH, E-double-T-O, CeeLo, 456, flipping De Niro, 7-0. That's all you need to know.
Rough enough. Ain't no house survive like us. Ain't nothing else but God we trust. Let's get these ones and live in plush.
Raise up on your gut, son. When I spit it, it's coming at you, duck one. The razor tongue cut the brand news like Daddy Chum. I sprint races, I'm all up in these cats' faces.